Bruno's bees buzz and we are beekeepers competing to make the most honey points. Hello everyone and welcome to Ollie Plays a Lot. My name is Ollie and in today's Before You Buy episode, we are taking a look at Queenz, To Be or Not to Be, designed by Johannes Goupy and Bruno Cathala, a household name in the board game industry, illustrated by Vincent Dutrait, and published by Mandoo Games, who sent me this game for the purposes of this review. Queenz is a family-weight competitive pattern building and tile drafting abstract game for 2 to 4 players that plays in around 45 minutes. In the following I will only briefly go through the rules so you get an idea of how the game plays, but if you want a complete rules explanation, check out the tutorial All You Can Board made. On your turn you can choose from 2 actions: taking flowers or expanding your garden. When you collect flowers you can either take 3 of different color, 2 in any combination, or any one. If you take a flower with a bee on it, you can only take that flower tile. Then you move the gardener piece a number of steps equal to the number of tiles taken. When blooming a field, you take 1 pentamino garden piece tile from the pool of available tiles, add it to your garden, and place the previously collected flowers on it, and optionally add 1 or more hives to it. With the exception of the last round, you always have to fill each of the 5 spaces of the tile. The game end is triggered when any one player blooms his 5th field. Each of the other players takes 1 more action, you tally up the score, and unsurprisingly, the player with the most points is declared the winner. Like several other titles signed by Bruno Cathala, Queenz is simple to teach and easy to digest, and casual players, like my father, will perform well in their first game, and will most likely ask for a rematch because of this initial positive experience. Luckily the setup and teardown takes no time and the game plays fairly quick, so back-to-back sessions will be welcomed by the whole group. The game has a pleasant flow and a friendly vibe and feels like putting together a puzzle, both physically by expanding your garden and mentally by mapping out your future optimal actions. Thanks to its abstract nature and tactical depth, I felt that the game plays best in 2 because you could better calculate which and how many flowers to take to leave your opponent in an unfavorable position. Also, the race for diversifying the flower bed is more tense in a duel than in a 3 or 4 player game, because the first beekeeper to score every color earns 10 points, the second 6, then 5, and then 4. The difference is notable only between the first 2, and after someone took the biggest bonus, you are not incentivized to diversify anymore. Diversifying your garden is only one of the viable strategies. It implies taking 2-3 flowers every turn and expanding your garden every 3rd or 4th round. When blooming, you concentrate on expanding one type of flower so that it earns you more and more points, and also on making 1-2 new type of honey so that you receive the diversity bonus first. By doing this, you rush the end of the game and aim to close it as soon as possible. The other strategy focuses more on surrounding your hives with bees so that you receive endgame points for them. Here you aim to collect the flower with the most bees, and because you draft only 1 tile per turn, you will bloom your fields slower than the others. This strategy can score you a lot of points at the end of the game, but I found it to be vulnerable, because your opponent has some control on the gardener and could move it into a row or column with no bees. The hybrid strategy seemed to work the best for me. In the beginning, I rushed to be the first to receive the diversity bonus, and then focused on collecting flowers with 2 or 3 bees and placed my hives close to each other to score 1 bee multiple times. If you are familiar with the game, let me know in the comments below which of these strategies worked the best for you. Being an abstract game at its core, the theme is not the strong point of the game, and there are some things that you cannot thematically explain, like why is the gardener taking as many steps as the flower he collected, or why is there blue and pink honey? However, keep in mind that the sometimes loose thematic ties do not take away from the gameplay. The replay value of the game is given by the multitude of ways the central board can be set up. the combination of the 5 available Pentomino garden tiles, and also the player chosen starting position of the gardener. Still, I wish there were some Sagrada-like secret objective cards that gave you endgame bonuses for blooming a certain color's flower or arranging your garden in a certain pattern. These objective cards would have added an extra pinch of strategy without ruining this relaxed flow of the game. Given the game's price point, I think that some of the components are just okay for today's standard. The flower and honeypot bonus tokens are made out of thick cardboard and have a nice touch, which I really enjoy. But unfortunately, I felt that the player boards and garden tiles are too thin. Although their thickness makes no difference from the gameplay's perspective, it does take away from the tactile experience, which I find really important in every game. Also, everyone I played with pointed out that these cute score markers are too big for the honeycomb-shaped scoreboard. Still, to end the list on a high note, the fact that the gardener meeple, beehives and honeypots are wooden made me really happy. I also want to point out that there is an insert in the box that allows for vertical storing, which is a big plus for me. I also enjoyed the pastel colored art of Vincent Dutrait, and the vivid color used for the box cover makes the game stand out from my collection. Given the pedigree of Mr. Cathala, I sat to the table with high expectations, and I wasn't surprised at all that Queenz plays so well with every game group I tried it with, gamers and casual players as well. The minus points I mentioned were not a deal breaker for anyone, and were counterbalanced by the streamlined and well-designed tactical gameplay. If you are looking for a pleasant, quick, family-weight game that would also serve as a thinky filler, Queenz by Johannes, Goupy and Bruno Cathala would prove to be the title you are searching for. My name is Ollie, and I'm really glad that we spent another Before You Buy episode together. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel for future episodes. See you on the next one. Happy gaming!